Hello, you're watching Access, and this is our look at 9 PlayStation VR games you really should play in 2019 and beyond. Yes, we're politer in person than in the titles of our videos. A list that includes fighting Nazis and a giant metal dog, shooting your way through London, and firstly, this. This being flying a fighter jet in the brilliant Ace Combat 7 Skies Unknown. You can play Bandai Namco's beautiful arcade dogfighter already following its release in January. And yes, the game is wonderful and exciting and full of the sort of simple kinetic joy that games sometimes forget these days. But the reason it finds itself on this particular list is the inclusion of PlayStation VR missions. These are another order of experience entirely. The detail of the cockpit, the sensation of speed, the precision of the controls, everything combines to make this a showcase of what's possible in VR, of the power and potential of this transportive technology. And so, in a very different way, is Trover Saves the Universe, a game in which, to quote the official synopsis, your dogs have been dognapped by a beaked lunatic who stuffed them into his eye holes and is using their life essence to destroy the universe. Trover Saves the Universe comes to us from Justin Roiland, the mind behind Rick and Morty and associated PSVR game Virtual Reality. And while this new title is about controlling, upgrading and fighting with Trover like in a normal game made by normal people, it's also about embracing the unique, haphazard, verging on genius perspective on the universe that Roiland brings. Ever since we slipped on a PSVR headset to sit next to an extremely angry man while shooting a machine gun all over the motorway in the London heist, we've been excited about going deeper into that world. And that's exactly what we'll get to do in Blood and Truth, a London gangland thriller that serves as the full feature follow-up to the London heist's teasing short. In Blood and Truth, you are Special Forces soldier Ryan Marks on a mission to rescue his family by shooting everyone bad in the capital's underworld, which turns out to be a lot of people. Think in-depth cover shooting mechanics, the grit and glamour of various London locations, and think about reloading your gun like this for some reason, even though in real life that would definitely end up with you being dead. We love the look of Ghost Giant, another charming, heartfelt story from the studio behind gorgeous nature puzzler Faye. This time it's about a lonely little boy and you, his giant, invisible to everyone but him protector, whose job it is to use your looming VR perspective to explore and tinker with his world. Ghost Giant looks warm and wholesome, and we are so ready for it. Fisherman's Tale is another 2019 title on our list that has already arrived. You can grab it on the store right now, a completely unique, multi-dimensional puzzle game in which you team up with yourself, with the self in question being a wooden puppet version of a fisherman attempting to activate a lighthouse as a storm approaches. He lives in a room with a smaller model version of himself and the lighthouse and the room inside, and moving objects in one affects the other, making for delightful, brain-jarring moments of exquisite problem solving. Job Simulator was amazing, set in a future where robots do all the work and 9-to-5s have become museum curiosities. It both satirised familiar workplaces and gave us a chance to act up in ways that would normally end with us getting fired and or arrested. Enter Vacation Simulator, which brings us back to 2050 and explores the lost art of going on holiday, something that job-free humans no longer need to do, and inviting us to experience recreation and indulge in classic human activities like sunburn. Few teams capture the joy that VR's immersion and interactivity can bring, like Alchemy Labs, and with a bigger focus on story alongside the gloriously ironic humour, we can't wait to explore Vacation Simulator, even if it spoils actually going on holiday forever. The pleasure of everybody's golf is in all its colour, its accessibility, and the sunny joy of being outside doing a sport that's normally quite hard and requires you to leave your house and wear specialist footwear. Everybody's Golf VR is both the same and totally different, still full of the bright disposition, blue skies and green fairways that make the series so fun, but also totally reinvented from a controls point of view, because now, of course, instead of timed button presses and stick flicks, your DualShock or Move controller simply substitutes for your golf club as you stand virtually on the course, with a better than ever view of uneven terrain, weather conditions, and just how badly off course every drive I ever make goes. Mech Mayhem is the latest from Tiny Track's developer FutureLab, a virtual tabletop battler in which you and your tiny mech plan strategic moves against up to 3 opponents and watch as it all goes about as well as every other bit of strategizing we've ever done has gone. Power cards are available to change things up mid-round, and we will at least be distracted from our inevitable loss by the game's lovely customization options and sense of humour. It's laughing with us, right? With us. Mech Mayhem could, in another world, be an alternative name for Wolfenstein Cyberpilot. There's not much footage of this VR take on the Nazi-stuffed universe, so we have to be brief, but it involves stealing and using the Reich's own towering war machines against itself, ramming stuff, and breathing fire and other things that we approve of. And that's it, 9 PSVR games arriving in 2019 and beyond that you must play. Let us know what you think of the list, shout out any titles you think we've missed, and don't forget to subscribe for more from the world of PlayStation.
For the players.